What up, Dokkanners? Global received a data download last night. The maintenance is over. Update 5.24.0 is now live. There are a few changes on the global side in terms of what we received. Some of the things are missing, but don't panic. It just simply means we're going to be getting them later on down the road, and not that far. It's going to be like a couple of days. We have some massive, huge buffs coming to the game for both global and JP for characters that we were both expecting and not expecting. And the APB is still out for Baldy. He is still missing in action. If you find Jiren, then report him to your local authorities. Let's jump in here. In the main home screen for the new Dokkan Wiki on the global side, we do not see an Ultimate Gohan. That does not mean he is not going to be showing up, so don't panic. He will be dropping on December 2nd, as we saw on the JP side. December 2nd, 9 p.m. PST, 12 a.m., something like that. We'll find out in a second, 9 p.m. So that's in a few days, which means right before that, we will be getting a data download. So global will be getting the same assets as JP. In terms of how they go about doing it, we shouldn't necessarily care about that, because when you think about it from like a very objective standpoint, normal players should not be knowing about the inner workings, right? Like the data download stuff. That is not something that casual players would know about. So as far as we're concerned, as long as the end result is the same, getting to that point doesn't really matter. So as long as Gohan easy or super easy is at the same time for both versions, who cares? You know, something else can be said for the Jiren situation, but that's besides the point. So he will be dropping on the 2nd. We will get a data download before that, also for the buffs that we're going to be getting. Actually, I guess we'll talk about that. We'll come back to the Anilaza in a second. The buffs that we are getting: 10th anniversary coin collecting campaign part 3. A lot of you guys called it. I didn't think they were going to do this again, just because it's a pretty broken thing that they're doing. I just didn't think that they would do it, but it looks like they're upgrading more characters. In part 3, certain characters who debuted after the end of the 4th anniversary celebration and before the end of the 6th will be strengthened for a limited time. So once again, until mid-January 2025, we are getting the 5-year LR fusions. So GOGETA VEGITO, they are going to be juiced. And how juiced are they going to be? They're going to be given attack plus 800, I would assume, defense plus 1000, and crit 100%. You are going to be getting guaranteed crits for these characters. But then the surprise update here is that Gohan and Cell are also receiving updates. So it's not just anniversary characters that they're doing, it's also worldwide characters. These guys released in 2019? 2019, right? Yeah. 2019 worldwide celebration, Gohan and Cell both arrived, and now they too are getting buffs, which is awesome because I never get to use these guys anymore. So being able to run them is going to be pretty cool. Now, I kind of have a theory for this, so let me know what you guys think about this. I think the reason why they're doing this, oh, by the way, the boost will be applied to the Extreme Z Awakened characters, meaning if you just have base Gogeta, no EZA, no buff. So you will have to make sure that you do that. If you haven't done it and you're a newer player, definitely focus on upgrading these characters if you have them. The reason why I think they're doing this, I think it's because they want all players to be able to clear all content leading up to the 10th anniversary, because the 10th anniversary is going to bring with it a brand new just realm of power, a whole new world of Dokkan. And I think by that point, I don't think they want players to have any sort of excess baggage weighing them down. Like, oh, we got to do the 10th anniversary challenge stuff. It's really tough, but man, I still got to do the 9th anniversary red zone. I got to do the Cell Max event. I got to do this and that, yada, yada, yada. I think they want people to be able to finish all of that stuff. So I don't know if this is true. This is just my theory, but the fact that they're just giving us so many more, I mean, now we've got 8 characters to just steamroll the competition. Like, you destroy everything. There are still some hazards. Like, we tested out the Super Saiyan 4 EZAs boosted. We tested out the Year 3 fusions boosted up against like Janemba, Gogeta. They can still die, but being able to steamroll effortlessly without even looking at the screen 99% of the content is pretty big. You can get a bunch of stones, a bunch of rewards. You can clear a lot of the things that have just been weighing you down in the game, especially as a free-to-play player. And speaking as experience as a free-to-play player on another gacha game, it does feel like you have baggage when you're playing a game. You know that there's more content coming in and you still haven't finished some of the older content that exists. So I understand that sentiment. So being able to do that with these characters, older random characters, I think is good. This could be a fun thing that they continue to do moving forward, where they temporarily buff certain characters, once again reinforcing that certain celebrations, if you don't summon, you can still have a perfectly nice experience with some older characters. I think that this is just overall a very good thing for the game, and I think they're doing it to help people catch up. So newer players, veteran Dokkanners, anyone who's struggling, hopefully these will help you out. I feel like these two are going to be this is unfair. Like these two, it does suck though. Guaranteed crit is kind of stepping on the heels of this Gogeta, because that's what his deal is when he transforms. So the bigger beneficiary is definitely going to be the Vegito. Vegito launches like 5 supers when he transforms. Imagine all of them being crit. That's just broken. That could probably, dare I say, solo Janemba, like in terms of just straight up damage, right? It's got to be. We'll test them out when they happen. Their upgrades are not going to be happening until the 2nd of December. So whenever that happens, which is actually right around the time that we should be getting the data download for the Gohan Super Easy. So both of those things will be happening at the same time. Both versions will need a data download. While Global does need the extra Gohan thing, JP also needs the data download to implement the boost. So around like December 1st, we should see that. And then maybe around that point, we'll also see Jiren. So moving on, after that, we saw the update 5.2, 4.0. It's nothing. Global now has the same like ability, causality, Great Ape transformation nonsense. It doesn't matter. We have the new Dokkan Fest anyway. Let me just quickly see what the Aniraza can do, because with the Google Translate, I want to make sure I have everything understood here. I am excited for this character. I hope he's good. I have my doubts, sadly. But since I am the Universe Survival Saga Whisperer, I must test out this unit. So I will be doing a 55% on this character when he drops. Super Boss 130%. Greatly raises defense, causes Colossal. Greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn. Cause Mega Colossal. Raises allies defense by 30% for 1 turn. Extreme class. Okay. Cause ultimate damage. Key plus 24. Attack and defense plus 30% for 1 turn. This happens when there's a tournament participants category enemy starting from turn 3 or straight up from turn 5. Okay. Activates entrance animation, key plus 3 attack and defense plus 130%. Foresees enemy super attack for 3 turns from the character's entry when there's another final trump card or super boss category ally on the team upon the character's entry. Key plus 3 attack and defense plus 130 plus an additional key plus 3 reduces damage received by 30% when HP is 30% or more at the start of the turn. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type other than STR into STR. Launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack with 3 or more STR key spheres obtained. Launches an additional super attack with 5 or more STR key spheres obtained. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 130, reduces damage received by 30% as the first attacker in a turn. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 30% when performing a super attack. High chance of launching an additional super attack and attacks effective against all types as the second or third attacker in a turn. So it'll be interesting to see how this unit is at 1 copy. Normally the 55% showcase really just shows what you would want from like the baseline of the character. But for someone like this, you need more copies. And I feel like that's going to be the main cause of this guy's downfall. Because I don't know, man. I got some weird feelings about this unit. I want him to be good, but I think he's going to suck. Because, first of all, his link set is atrocious when it comes to synergizing with the relevant characters. Cellmax, you do hit some of the more important beats, like Big Bad Boss. Infighter is actually good. You get 15%. But, I mean, look at the synergy here. 3 links at most. And in terms of 200%, actually, let me switch over to Dokkan Info. There's like only 1 or 2 200%, man. It's bad. It's these two. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm cautiously optimistic as a Universe Survival Saga stan. I like how he's using Hollow Red here. Jujutsu Humbi. Aga. Anyway, let's move on. Oh, by the way, these 2 characters can be super attack farmed. For those of you who are interested, who are summoning, this is a Pity Dokkan Festival. We have the new green coin. Both of these characters can be super attack farmed. The Grand Supreme Kai can be super attack farmed from the Incredible Gem shop. The green Incredible Gem buys you this character for 100 gems. So you can buy either 9 copies and you could Z-Awaken all of them, or if that's too resource intensive, then you could buy like 18 or 20 copies and run it at 50%, but with double the copies, thereby sort of establishing a similar sort of feat. And then if you max out the super attack, you do it without wasting any Elder Kai medals. And then for the Buhan, it's a little bit more demanding, so I don't blame a lot of people who decide not to do this. But you can actually go to an old school Dokkan event and you can farm out a Z-Awakened SR unit. This guy right here will only give you a 50% chance. If you Z-Awaken an SSR, it gives you a 100% chance. But Z-Awakening an SR gives you a 50% chance. That is this old Dokkan event right here, the Terrifying Transforming Majin. As of me recording and posting this video, this event is currently down for maintenance. By the time you're watching this, maybe afterwards, this event will be back and you guys can do stage 1. There is no bonus drop rate thing, so it is kind of a toss-up, but it is a way to save some Kais. So for those of you who are Kai challenged, you can farm up his super attack this way. It will take more copies. Sort of like what I was saying about the Grand Supreme Kai. If you need to go double or triple to give yourself an extra chance to get all the super attack boosts, you're going to have to do it. I just want to point that out. We like to Dokkan responsibly over here. Let's take a look at the data download spread here, courtesy of Proton. So both data downloads are the same. Everything is the same here. Only thing is Global doesn't have the Gohan Super EZA just yet. And both versions are getting a red Dragonstone. Both versions are getting the Snowman collectible thing. So we'll be able to exchange that for some cool stuff. We have a new wallpaper, and then Global is getting a Dokkan Festival ticket. So the ticket is going to be part of the Pilaf scam or Trove. We'll see if it's a Trove or scam. This goes until the 18th of December. But the Redstone. So this is my second of what will probably be like 3 or 4 reminders. I did so in the last video in the pinned comment. I am telling you now in this video. In my opinion, you should not spend the red Dragonstone until towards the end of the celebration. Even if you have your heart set on an Ultimate Gohan Super EZA unit. What if by the end of the celebration, we learn what the next celebration is going to be, and all of a sudden, another character in the Redstone selection is now the hot ticket item? Because if that unit were to receive a Super EZA down the road, that would be even more broken than Gohan. So that is why it is always better to wait until the end of the celebration to redeem anything, honestly, including the gift cards. I will be doing Dragon Ball videos for each week, each set of Purunga Dragon Balls, but if you can stomach it, you should try to hold off on those as well. It's just better in principle to just hold on until the end. That way, if anything comes up during the celebration, maybe you do some extra summons, you pull a character who would have the best rotation if you had a certain character to run alongside, you would have more options to pick them up. So there's your friendly reminder. Green coin for the pity. We have, what's this doing here? Oh, no, that's gotta be just updated assets. Yeah, that's nothing. EZA, or not EZA, Piccolo here. Piccolo being in here is interesting. Oh, you know what? It's because of the, yeah. Global announced recently that they were going to be updating the nail. I think I said, yeah, this guy. Oh, no, this one. This is, oh yeah, this is the one. Piccolo. So certain characters don't fit the nail requirement. So they've changed it so that certain characters like the Exchange Piccolo can fit. So that's probably why he's in here. And that's about it from the assets. We have the innards of Boo. We have the new support memory. So yeah, nothing else to go over there. I looked into this. The Buhan Int Buhan EZA event is coming back. There are no new characters that could potentially be receiving a sub EZA. I looked into it because I thought that maybe there would be. But let's see. If we go to his Extreme Z battle event, I'll just show you guys. If we scroll down here, these are the characters that received the sub EZAs. But the way to see if characters can receive a sub EZA from the same like branch of character is by looking at the Dokkan Awakening medal. Which characters awaken from the same medal? This guy is the LR. We've already done that. This guy's the South Kai Absorb Buff Boo. This is the Int Buhan that we were talking about. This is Boo Tanks. Other than that, we have free-to-play Android 1718. Not going to happen. And we have 2 SR characters. So this is a non-starter. I thought that this was potentially going to be something interesting, but it looks like it's not anything. Unless I'm completely wrong. All right, moving on here. What else? Let's take a look at the missions. Global is missing the coin collecting campaign missions that JP already has, or JP has in the database, which is right here. So we will be getting this on December 2nd, like I said. And we already talked about it, but let me see. This is for Infinite Dragon Ball History, Boss Rush, Legendary Vegeta event, and the Wicked Bloodline Red Zone. Okay, and then let's go over the rest of the global missions coming up. We've got all of the Snowman's mission stuff. So this is all going to be on a new table, sort of like how they did the Gohan Namek Vegeta celebration. I like this. This is a nice touch. It gives players some organization, like a sense of organization, a go-to in terms of what they should be doing day to day in the game. We will have to see what sort of prizes and stuff we can get from this. It'd be nice if we can get a bunch of stones and Kais and stuff like that. Awakening support medals, extra difficulty missions. This is going to be a separate video that I want to talk about, but I'll just quickly mention it here. Looking at the categories, this could be a hint as to what the Part 2 LR could be. Some people were clamoring for Vegito. Some people are thinking Kefla, Gotenks, Kid Buu. These categories could be hints as to what the Part 2 LR could be. I will talk more about that in a separate video, but a little food for thought there. So that should be an interesting conversation. And then we got more Purunga Dragon Ball campaign stuff. Okay, so there you go. That is it. That is the full breakdown for the global data download. Like I said, we will be getting another data download in a couple of days for the Gohan and the boosts for the Year 5 and the worldwide characters. But as far as the Jiren situation, no clue, no idea. So either they drop it next week or they combine it with the part 2 carnival banner, which actually I have a little more to say, and I will do so in the next video where we talk about what the part 2 LR could be. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let in the comments your thoughts on the boost situation. Do you guys agree with my theory that they could be doing this to help players clean house and completely just steamroll the competition in preparation for the 10th anniversary? Or do you think that it could be something else? I mean, it is also kind of a teaser for what is to come, but what do you guys think about that? What are your thoughts on the upcoming characters or things that I missed? Feel free to share all that stuff in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned, and remember to Dokkan responsibly.